Hey, hi everybody. It's Wednesday and I'm here. Welcome to my quiet corner. Hey, so Magic, how are you today? It's been a while. Lots of things have been going on, lots of fun things and not so fun things. So I thought today we'll do a little bit of catch up and show you what I've been up to and show you a little bit of what I got and all that kind of good stuff. I haven't really been working on my fiber masterboard. My I will be doing that. I think I'll do a video for that. But over the weekend, we went fly fishing. We had fun doing that. We didn't catch any fish, but we did a lot of hiking, did over 12,000 steps, five, almost 12, almost 11 miles, I think it was. It was quite the hike in amongst the mountains, and it was beautiful. So I've done that, and then I've been coloring a little bit. The week before that, we were sick. Um, so I've just been picking up here and there. I got myself some new sketching pencils. These are Stedlers, and they're really, really nice. I like that. And I also got myself a new sharpener, which gives a very nice long point. So I was really happy about that. Hey, not so ordinary woodworks. Hello. Hi, Josie. So I've been working with these a little bit, and the reason I got that is I had this book, and I've had it for a while. The Realism Challenge by Mark Criley. Haven't really sure. It's just dusty, probably from the pencils, but it's a realism drawing in realism, and I really enjoyed doing this. And I did this in one of my smaller journals, but this time I decided to do it a little bit bigger, and it gives you different step by steps to perfect your drawing and your sketching skills with doing realism, with different papers and popcorn and different stuff like that. So with I've been working in there, and I think I'm up to doing the shells. So we shall see. I haven't finished this whole book, but I will be. And then I also got this one, Sketch Every Damn Day, 52 weeks of lessons, prompts, and challenges. I think this one, I don't know when I want to start this one, but I think it would be a fun thing to do, just learning and going through different things. And this is by Spencer Nugent. And I thought that'd be a fun thing to work through. So I've also got that. And then I got the two pencil method. And I'll be doing some of it live and some of it videos, just because I don't want to bore you, with sketching and doing things like this all the time. This is great for just sitting on the couch and just playing. So this is also a Mark Criley book. But I got these books. These are really nice sketchbooks. And if you haven't found something that's reasonable, that's not expensive, this is a kind of a soft cover, but not a soft cover. They say it's leather, and they come in a 2-pack. And up here in Canada, they are $24 for a 2-pack. So that's not bad. But I just thought I'd show you my sketches of what oh, there it goes. There goes the darn lighting because I pulled, see? I pulled my pages out, and I think I need to put some color in there so it doesn't change on me all the way. So I've been working with this. Oh, let's give it the color. It needs the color. That's so silly. Darn lighting. So I did the paper. I've done the eggshell and the popcorn. Hey, Marty. So this is all in the Mark Crowley book with the realism. And here's the mushrooms. No, I'm not. And I don't know why it's doing that because I had it all set up. Uh, and I'm thinking, I think it was the last time, but I don't know why it's doing the lighting like that. It does it to me, and it's like mostly when I put a piece of white in underneath there. So it's like, come on, it's just crazy. Anyway, I will quickly just show this the best I can. And then I started working on a watercolor, and I wanted to do that today, but because my stupid camera doesn't want to look at this, I don't know. Yeah, it's really reflective. It's not terrible, but it's not the way it should be. Anyway, shadows from yeah, it's I have fluorescent lighting up above, and that's what happened here. So that's I've been playing with that, and I've been using these. The other thing I've been doing is I've been playing in some of, let's see if these will, now these don't even look dark anymore. This stupid lighting, I'll tell you. I always have trouble with the lighting. You can use an overhead light to counter it, but it's okay. Oh, really? I have another light, and I'll have to try that. But yeah, it's right over my desk, and it goes long ways. No, I haven't, but I will look it up. Sketch up. Let me write that down. SketchUp. I will have to look that up. Anyways, before I get into this, I had done my giveaways for my 1,000 subscribers, and I want to thank everybody for being there. And I finally got them all mailed out, everything good to go. And but this darn uh, mailing to the States, holy cow! They made me like I was just going to send, and it would have cost like a fortune. And then I went back in, and we had to download a Zonus prepay app, and I'll show you the sketchbook. That's all I did in that, but I wanted to watercolor on that today, and if it's not going to work, I'll have to use a different paper. But and then we had to complete the customs forms online, get 2 QR codes, one from Zonus, one from customs, and then if it wasn't a gift, we had to prepay all of the customs stuff before it was sent to the US. It was like, "Oh my word." But we got it figured out, and I got everything mailed out. I was so happy. But, yeah, so every time now I have to do a package of some kind, I have to go through all of this and get all the QR codes and everything before I go to the post office. So it's like, "Oh my god, I cannot believe it. That's crazy." All right, let's just shadow down this brightness a little bit. Now those sketchbooks, I'll post the link because they come in a 2-pack, and I was using watercolor in it, and it works great. When you show a piece of white paper, you need to lock your camera's exposure and white balance settings. Lock it. Um, I'm using Logitech, and it's not on auto. It's like right in the middle right now. Like everything is really good, but I'm sure it's going to change. But I got a couple of coloring books, and I've been working in them. This one is one that I've started. First I do watercolor, and then I do color pencils. Yeah, I don't have it on auto. I took the white balance off of auto. I don't think I have anything on auto. Camera control, the only thing on auto is exposure. That's the only thing, and it's a Logitech, uh, can't think of it. I can't think of the name of it. It's a 190C or 290C, something like that. But that's I started doing a couple of them. So, oops, and here's another one I'm working on as I go. So that's Kirby Roseanne's book, and that is a lot of fun working in his. And then I got a Frog's Tale, and I started working in that one. These are pretty nice. I enjoyed that. This is one that I've done. Hi, Anne. And then the other one I did is this one. So it's, just going back in with little details and stuff, and that was pretty good. Steampunk Revival, I haven't really done anything in that one. Ecotopia, I've done a couple, not very many. I've started, like, I start a lot of pages with the watercolor, and then I go back in off for dinner. Oh, okay, thanks, Josie. Enjoy your dinner. So I've started a couple of pages because if I've got the watercolor out, I'll do the backgrounds. Like this is all watercolor. And then I will come back in with the color pencils or watercolor and then add to and just create the depth and everything like that. These are really so much fun to do. And I've got him to do. And that was my first one that I started. I have to remember to date them when I start them. I also did a buddy color in this book. One was this page, and another one was owls. I think I showed that one. Where's the owls? Oh, there they are. I did that one as well. I got a couple of other books that I've been working in, just random, because sometimes I just, you just want that downtime. And there's another one I've done, and I did gold around her, and I still have to finish some of the things. But I just wanted to go through, and then I was just at Devin Rex for Arts Live, and we set up to do a buddy color. No, they're not watercolor books. These are regular coloring books, but the paper in them, you don't overwater on your brushes. So what I do is I use my watercolor pencils and a water brush, and I use that. So Devin and Joanne and I are going to be working on this page doing a buddy color. So I was really happy about that. And then with the Hawaiian Hillbilly, we're working on this one. So I've done watercolor, and now I'm going back in with my pencils, and this is a double page spread on this one. I still will probably do a little bit more on the backgrounds, but C920, you have to manually adjust the exposure gain sliders until the white paper looks the same without changing the lighting. The gain. Oh, so Let's go back to the game. Exposure. Oh, so the exposure is on auto. So I took that off. Let's just see. Let's just get that book back and see if we can work that one. What the heck did I do with it? Alrighty. I just set, oh, there it is. I just set it over here. Let's just try that because I have had so much trouble with trying to get that to work. Oh, look at that. It was the gain or the exposure being on, and that caused it to give me those bars. Yay! So I'll be able to work on that. But yes, you'll be able to see this even better now. Thank you. Thank you. So, but yeah, take off the auto. Yep, I took all the auto off. Woohoo! That's awesome. All right, let me just zoom in so you can see. Oops. So this is the realism that I've been working on. Now that you can see it without the lines through it. Thank you so much. So this was an eggshell, a cracked eggshell, and this was popcorn. And then you'd go back in with your color pencils or your watercolor and work on the shading in there. And then the mushrooms, a piece of cardboard. And this is the page I wanted to work on today because I've already started it. And I wanted to do some watercolor. But those were my coloring pages that I was doing. And I do them in between, mostly at night when I am just sitting usually in bed or just, chilling on the couch. That's when I do that. So my daughter-in-law was up in the mountains. Thank you so much. I know. I am just so happy. Thank you. I never thought that one clicked on the auto would have that issue. She was up in the mountains and she stopped in at a store and she got me this book. So that's what I've started working with in here, working on a page that I thought was kind of cool. Now, if I can remember where it is. And we'll continue. We'll do some watercoloring. That's the one. That's the photo. Hey, Joyce. So that's what I'm working on in here. So, and the next thing I want to get set up is OBS so I can have picture in picture so you can actually see the picture I'm working on as well as my watercolor and everything else. So I need to get OBS set up so I can have multiple cameras and then just work on that. So let me just move some stuff out of the way. I need that. Move my phone. And that's what we're going to work on, is that picture. I don't know how to get that all in there all at the same time. But instead of my pencils, which I use to get the basics, we're going to use regular watercolor that I have in here. And that is, oh my gosh, I can't believe I don't have lines. Yay! You don't know how happy that made me. My mess of watercolors in here. And I still need to get Windsor Orange to complete and phthalo green. So I need those and New Gamboge. I have those that I need to complete my little palette, and then we will be good to go. All right, so I'm not going to be able to have everything out at once. I got to push back my pencils so they're not in the way, so I have more room. And I am going to use my water brushes because I don't have any clean water down here. Yes, Marty, you get where to get work done. It's a movie line. In other words, stop slacking, Marty. Get your art on. Get your art on. All right, so we're going to grab some greens and work some of them in here. And we got blue back there. And I don't care that it's blending. That's all right. You want to have it's more of an abstract painting than it is um, just do something then. Exactly. So I'm going to just continue painting with my greens all along here, and I will pull my my trees and stuff out after. They're in there now just to hold a space, so to speak. And we're just going to just play. We're just gonna play, Marty. Marty, we're gonna play. Get your stuff out and play. That's all we need to do. We only need to play. And I'm going to be mixing on my palette. You're not going to be able to see it, but you know, that's part of the course. And this green does come down into here because of the trees. And this is just a fun book. Like, take and enjoy just playing. Just play. Don't think about, you know, what you need to see, what you don't need to see. This is what a sketchbook is here for. It's 97 there. Oh my gosh. I bet. I bet. Hey, Yolande. Oh my word. So we're just playing. And these sketchbooks, being that they are only $24 for two, they come in a set and you have a choice of black or gray or pink and green. Um, just, you know, it's well worth it just for playing in and expressing what you need to do. You don't have to worry that it's too expensive or anything like that. And this is not watercolor paper, but it's 100 GSM. Yeah, I'm the same way. Sometimes I need to do more videos because it just it just helps. It just helps. So there is a pathway going this way, and it's just random. Like there's no real drawing, just do. You're going to lurk? Oh, okay. I hope hubby's feeling better. and I am just mixing my greens, like, I am not doing anything particular. This is just a Kuretake water brush. They come in a set of 3, and I like them because they have a long barrel. So I'm mixing my greens so it gives it more contrast within the everything, whether it's the grass, trees, um, a little yellow in here. You can see that, I think. More darker green. To get a darker green, you want to add a little bit of blue to it, maybe a little bit of red to it, and that helps just to give other transitions. And even though this is wet, I'm not scrubbing my paper because if you scrub too much, you get pilling on your paper. Hey, rock solid passion. Hope everybody's having a great day today. Yeah, I wasn't sure what I was going to do. It was a mix between do I want to carve or paint? And then while Devin was on, I was trying to figure out what the heck I wanted to do today. So it was, well, and I'm going right over my brown fencing because I'm going to go back and, do it again because that's just it's okay in watercolor. You can go over it. You can make the changes and do the different things that you need to do. And then afterwards, you can always come back and change it. It oh, I haven't been into Discord for a little bit. No, I haven't. You'll have to, I'll have to remember to go in there. I always forget to go into Discord for some reason, and I don't know why. It doesn't pop up very often for notifications and stuff like that, so I'll have to check. Alright, so we're looking we need some brown. Do I have brown? Hmm, not exactly, but I do have a burnt orange and some green, and those 2 colors make a great brown. Discord is another way to keep in contact, like a chat. So now I'm just gonna make my boards. And, you take your own liberties when you're using watercolor and stuff, it doesn't have to be perfect. This is not my perfect journal, although I have been doing, realism in it, you can do just an abstract and just enjoy the process. Yes, yellow and purple make brown, but I had burnt orange and green, which make a nice brown as well. Now I want to make a darker color, so I'm going to bring in a little bit more of a burgundy with a little bit of the blue so I can do my trees. Yes, I did, Anne. Yep. That was a long time ago. That was a very long time ago. So now I'm gonna go through and, work on some of the trees and just random. And I'm gonna make it go right up to the other page. And because this is a wider brush, it's doing its own little width of the trees, which is fine. And some of these are just in the back, and I'm gonna go back over them with green. So if you see, I'm just random making the trees and the branches. They don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be perfect at all. And then if I want 'em a little darker, I take a little bit more of the reddish tone, and I can get a darker color for the one side and give my shadow effect. And again, I'm just putting random marks over here because there's a bunch of trees that are behind even. So I'm going to make some come down and look more like they're in the front. But just have fun with your watercolor. It doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, I love to have things look realism, which is why I got this book to take some of my photos from the mountains, and I'm going to be using my photos instead of the photos in the book. Yeah, I haven't really done I've done video with some people. We've sat and arted, but I haven't really been on them that much. Now I need some more green. I want a different green. And like I said, I'm using my watercolor brush, so it's very different than using a regular paintbrush. You you don't have to do realism. This isn't even close to what this picture looks like, but it's the essence of it's getting there, but it's not exactly. Yeah, I'll have to get in over to Discord. I haven't been really doing a whole lot of much of anything. So now I've got the water and stuff in there, but this is grass in here. And see, I created another green and I used Antwerp blue and Quinn gold. And I've been learning to do a lot of my own mixing. And now I'm just adding that color in there. And I don't care if it makes it move the trees or not. But I need some more greens. So I will just randomly mix what's on my palette, all of these colors, because they're all turning out to be uh, different greens. So when you have water below, you need to bring that color down into the water, even if it looks kind of funny and abstracty, which is fine. All right, so now I need some more greeny greens. And I'm mixing these greens, so but I have my wood carving stuff down here. Hey, Violet. The lighter color that yeah, I know. Because watercolor dries lighter, you start with the lighter. With the acrylic, you start with the darker. Oh, rock solid passion. You have a wonderful talent, let me tell you. I was in the background one day. I really didn't chat, but I was in the background and I saw your carving in that you did a what did you do? It was it was looked like a dragon. It wasn't a dragon, no. It was a oh my God. It wasn't a dragon, but it was like a little lizard. It was a lizard. I was watching. I was watching. I was there. And you carved that out of a stone, which was utterly amazing. My son and I have the stone wheel to cut, and we've cut a lot of different types of rocks and gecko. Yes. Okay. I was close. It was like a lizard of some kind. But my son and I like to do rock hunting and actually we do gold panning as well, but we had a great time cutting those rocks and being surprised of what was inside. And you have an amazing talent. You really do. So if you're not subscribed to Rock Solid Passion and you love rocks, this this lady, she just turns them into amazing sculptures. They are really beautiful. Now I'm just going to try and create some little strands of grass coming up, as well as add in different colors, shading. I said, this is very abstract. It doesn't look anything like it's supposed to. It really doesn't, but it's fun. It's all greens, so, it's greens, blues, and browns. Yes. You wanna see somebody do gel plating? Yes, she is the queen of gel plating, that one. Yolande Devon Rex. She is an amazing, amazing mixed media artist. Oop, I'll just get some more greens up in here to give it more of a tree look and kind of pushes back the branches. You got that right, Marty. You got that right. Yeah, so share your links. Everybody just share your channels and subscribe to each other. And that way you can meet some new people because I've been having lots of new people come in, and I really appreciate everybody stopping by. I know it's not all of your cup of tea, you know, if it's not woodworking or whatever, but I appreciate everybody being here. I really do. Now I'm just kind of dabbing my brush down, creating different marks, just random. It doesn't have to be perfect. We've got the essence going on. It's you know what it is, you can see what it is, it's a forest, it's trees. We got a fence. Me too, Marty. Because I am not good at it at all, but there are some things that I want to do. You enjoy my chit chat? Aw, thanks. I didn't know what to do today, so it was something that I already had started, but we'll get there. Now this tree has a little bit of moss coming up the back of it, so I'm going to try and get some more green out here. It's a little bit of shadowing. And then you get into the detailing part of things, and here's where, if you want to detail, I mean, you can take this to the next level. This is can be your base. This can just be fun, and then you can come back in and use your watercolor pencils. Me too, rock solid. I'm sorry, I can't remember your name. I've been, off for a little bit, and it's just like, I can't remember. I need a book. I need to have a book. So it's not coming along too badly. It's very similar. But now if you wanted to take your color pencils in there or your watercolor pencils, you really need to have this dry before you start. Before you start, because if you don't, and you put a watercolor pencil down on a damp piece of paper, you are going to have an issue, and that issue will be um, you're going to have a darker mark than you really want. And I love um, doing watercolors, and I do quite a bit of watercolors, but I like to have some realism. Um, I don't do abstract or loose watercolor often, and especially on this paper because it's more of a sketch paper, but if you see the back, it's not coming through. It's not coming through at all, which is really, really good for 100 GSM for the amount of water that I'm using on my paper. So you could go back in and take that to the next step. And now this is a watercolor pencil, and this is Faber-Castell Albrecht Dürer. and you can go back in. Even though it's damp, you gotta remember that it will change it, and it will, because it's damp, it'll be hard to move because um it's already wet, and it's already taking that pigment and sucking it into the paper. And I just used my pencil sharpener, and I really like it because it does give a longer point. I'm trying to just to give it a little bit of an edge, and I know my paper is wet, and I'm just trying to make that center line. I'm gonna turn this way, sorry, because I'm gonna hold my pencil on the side so it doesn't get the point, and it'll just get the body of the lead. And this is how you turn it into loose, but also it's abstract, because you can have the best of both. Yep, it soaks it up. So this color is a little darker than what I did here. So when I go over this a little bit darker, it gives that shadow along the top line. And this will bring out certain objects more to your eyes than just the background. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. I didn't draw this with a pencil. I drew this with watercolor pencils, and then I just used the watercolor over it. And it brings it alive. Now you could just take regular pencils if you want to and use that instead of a watercolor pencil. You could just take what you have and use what you have. And now I'm just bringing up some of the grasses that's in and around, maybe a little branch of a tree. Just something simple. And get a green. And add a different color coming up along with these ones. And you can see how that blurry background is starting to change, and your eye is going to focus to whatever is in the front. And around here, I'm just going to take a darker green. And this is what you would call a mixed media, because I can take this, even though I'm using the pencil, I still have my watercolor brushes, and I can just blend that right in with the rest. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just smoosh it around. Just smoosh it around. Nice words, huh? Smoosh it around. But you can see how that just blends it in. And you can make leaves if you wanted to. Just simple little marks go a long way. So now over here, I'm just going to use the side of this one a little bit, because I don't have this. I could make a darker color with my watercolors, but I'm just going to use my watercolor pencils for some of the detail. What's nice, I love the way this has such a nice tip on these. This is a deep cobalt, and I'm going to just make grass come up and around. Just a different shade, just a little bit more fun. Now I want this green. So you get out all your greens. Yeah, this is a really amazing pencil sharpener. And you charge the battery with the USB. And I was looking for a long tip sharpener, and I like that because I can charge it and then I can take it wherever, and it's big enough to hold a lot of shavings. This I'm just randomly making marks. So you could do this with color pencils as well. I'm going to make some longer marks. I'm going to take this pine green back because it's a little bit darker, and make some grass grow up around the. Oh, yeah. I've done that. I'm just making the grass grow up around the fence line. And you can see how much that just changes everything. Little bits of dark green here and there. And this I will smudge out because it is an essence of a tree, but I wanted an extra little bit of color. And what you do above, you have to do below. So then you get your watercolor pencil back out, your pen, water pen, and just smudge it. Because I'm not making anything really super fancy, but wetting it sets it for a little bit. Now you can go back in and spray if you wanted to. Um, you can set this after it's dry with a fixative or a wax. I did get some Dorland's wax, so I want to try some of that stuff out. Now I'm going to go around here, and I am using the side of my pencil. You could use your watercolor, you can use your brush. I'm just using a bunch of things, which is why it's called mixed media. And I could, if I really wanted to, take it to the next step. I could use also, you could pull out your Neocolor 2s if you own them. You can use all of the above. And pull out those color greens, because sometimes the colors are a little different, and you can take and do that even with these and giving them more colors. You can use your Neocolor 2s. They're watercolor. They're watercolor. So take it and when you're doing this, make sure if you don't want the lines to show, you have to not use a pointy point. Try and get yourself a flat area and just work your way. And then you can take your watercolor brush again It gives it that extra little bit of a different color. It's still looking abstract. And again, when you're using your watercolor, however you put that tip of your brush, that's where the pigment is going to go. So if you're pushing up, your pigment's going to move up. And you can see the line it will make. So you have to be careful. I'm going to add a little bit of this over here. And again, it's giving it shape, it's giving it contour. We're bringing it down into the water. So you have to smudge it in the water. And you can make it blurry. You can make it just go all the way across because the water is rippling. So now we've got all kinds of greens, we got all kinds of shades of colors. You can use a variety of different styles. So no matter what you have, you can just use it. And I'm bringing this one out because it's in the front. I want it to be in front of the other ones. So you can see how having the lighter trees way in the back shows more of the depth that you're creating with each layer that you're putting on. Hey, Lively. Oh, thanks. Thanks for being here. So you can just take as you go, and it takes time. You have to use all the layers, and the layers are what is going to make your painting. Like I said, it's very abstract, it's very loose, it's not a very stringent or very strict rule of, it's not realism, basically. And it's making it look really nice. And I need a little bit of a lighter color on that one side. So I'm going to take a little bit of the gray on here. And I'm going to come back in with my watercolor brush, with my water brush, and work that in. And then I want to add a little bit of white so I have some more depth next to it to give it that look that it's rounded. And it's fun just to play. So Marty, get your stuff out and play. Now I am going to keep my brush towards the outside of the tree because I want the pigment to go this way. Now that was kind of wet, but that's all right. But it does give it that look that we need. I need a paper towel to wipe off my brush a little bit. So you can have fun and just create. I kind of want to go sit there. Well, come on over. We'll take you to the mountains. We'll take you to the mountains. Now I'm building my other tree, blending it in, bringing it to life, I should say, because I just colored it on there. So I hope everybody's enjoying this. Are those charcoal? No, they're Neocolor 2 water-soluble wax pastel crayons. So they're wax pastel crayons. And I want to have a little bit of this blue up in here some more. So I'm going to bring some more blue into it. And these are beautiful. I mean, you can get these, you could get, the pencils, you could have the tubes, the pans, whatever you have, just play. Just play. I'm bringing this in because this is the water area. Just bringing in it a little bit more. This one brush, it puts out a lot more water than the other ones do. And this is a smaller one, so. And I'm leaving a little bit of the lines that this is creating because I want it to look like the water is rippling right there. It's not exactly the way the picture is, but it's how I want it to look. So I'll show you that picture again. Now these are Caran d'Ache Color 2s. The Color 1s are just a wax crayon. They're like a Crayola, but the Color 2s are water soluble. So we are getting there. Use the different things. Each no matter what kind of paint you have or whatever you're using, they're all different. Each one can bring a different texture, a different color, a different shade. Even though it may say it's the same shade, it will look a bit different. Now I'm going to bring this little barn out here. So I'm going to outline it just a smidge. And I can use pencil, regular pencil, but I figured this will work just fine. It's just like a little barn there, and then you can see the reflection into the water. So each thing has its own, different unique characteristics. Now I'm taking a little bit of this, it's an ivory color, and just to highlight little sections of my fence. I could use white, but I don't want it to stand out that much. I just want it to stand out a little bit. And this one has a lot of highlights, but you can see how just a little bit of stuff can change your whole tree. Now this tree is wet, so I've got to be careful going over it. But I don't have the whole set of these, and I can't wait to get the rest of them because I really enjoy using them as an accent with my watercolors. But you'll be seeing a lot more semi-realism coming in. Hey Evie, how are you? We're just playing today. We're doing a little bit of abstract, loose watercolors. We're not playing totally with realism, but it's looking pretty good actually, I think. So I need a little bit more of a darker edge down in here. A little bit here because I've got shadows that I'm looking at. And I am just playing. I'm just creating little landscape to give it that look of, oh, well, that's going up, and where the light hits. So what else has everybody else been doing today? Have you been watercoloring or painting or woodworking? What have you created with your rocks? Tell me about it. My daughter-in-law collects rocks everywhere she goes. She has such a rock collection, and then we take and cut some of them apart. We polish some of them. Oh my gosh, they take so long to polish. Now I need a yellow green. And I'm going to add that in here. But you can still see the background. You can still see all of the different colors, all of the different shapes that went on. Everything has a little bit of character to it. And let's see, we'll put a little bit up in here. Tumble rocks, yeah. Yep, we polish them by tumbling them. I don't have any handy right here, but I do have a nice little bag full of rocks that we've tumbled. That, oh, well, we put them out in the garage, and we barricade them in a little wooden bin, and then we put rubber mats around it. So we put them so that we don't hear them. We don't hear them at all. Sashikoing. I have some of that stuff. I haven't really done that in a while. I need to bring down some of the water here to make sure that we have a line, because this is where my shading is for my grass and my water. But it looks all green because you can see all of the trees and stuff into the water. That looks much better. Having that line, you can see the line where the water goes. Because this should have come out just a little bit more and jutted in there, but that's all right. It's fine. Oh, I don't want that color. I want this color. And I think that's looking pretty good, actually. It's not bad at all. We've got our foreground, we've got our background, we got a reflection in our water. We've got the whole set going on. So I am going to say thank you to everybody for being here, and thanks to my daughter-in-law for getting me this book, and that's what we were working with and working in. I'm going to let you all go. I'm going to go and get um, some lunch because I haven't had lunch yet. Well, lunch, brunch. Well, it's late, so it's almost dinner. And thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing a little bit of your time. And I will see you all again soon. From my quiet corner to yours, have a wonderful afternoon. Bye, everybody.